यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे।
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भो मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वविकर्मणि।
बोल श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। What does Gita teach? What is the general message of the Gita? How to study Gita? That is the very important part of it. And how to practice Gita's teachings in our life, and how to apply its teaching in daily life, and what is the benefit, and what does Lord Krishna want us to do with that message. So what is Gita? जैसा कि गीता की स्पेलिंग से ही है, गीता इज स्पेल्ड टू वेज, G-E-E-T-A and also G-I-T-A. So गीता, it starts with 3 G's. गीता क्या है? गुरु, ज्ञान and गोपाल. And I stand for Gita gives us ignorance to wisdom. So it takes away our ignorance and it takes us to wisdom. And then, as you just read in the 12th chapter, Gita teaches us the best thing, Tyaga. Gita, Gita, Gita बोलते बोलते त्यागा 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 उल्टा कर दो, त्यागा 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 हो जाता है. लेकिन किस चीज का त्याग वो हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. लेकिन मेनली जो हमारे खास जो भगवान कृष्ण ने बताया है कि हमको त्याग करने में दिक्कत होती है, and that is our काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार. And Gita teaches us how to get rid of these in our life, and then how can we get rid of anger and reach to our anandam, which is our true nature. So what is Gita? So Gita is a step by step spiritual and practical guide for our daily life. It takes us step by step. It does not just tell us to do this or that. It just takes us, it took Arjuna very gradually, step by step from dilemma and depression, despondency, sorrow and pain to where he could make the decision and he felt good about it. So what is Gita? Every chapter of Gita, it says Brahma Vidya Yoga Shastra. So Gita is a Brahma Vidya. What is Brahma Vidya? It tells us about who we are. What is Atma? What is Paramatma? What is the Spirit? What is God? That's all the Gita teaches us. And we will go into different chapters, but that's the one part of the Gita. Brahma Vidya, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of God, knowledge of Supreme, knowledge of Self, that God who is sitting within us. And then Yoga Shastra, Yoga, the path, how to realize that Brahma Vidya within us, that we are part of that Supreme. We are no different than Supreme, but we got lost. So how to go back to that Supreme of God ourselves. which is called God realization, self realization. How अपने आप की पहचान कैसे करें कि हम कौन हैं? How can we realize who we are and who is God? Mainly that Satchitanandam, and all this is good, but why do we want to know all this? We are in this world, we just want to feel that happiness within us, which never goes away with the outside external factors. So that eternal happiness, peace, anandam, that blissful state, Gita teaches us how to realize it. And actually that is the purpose of our life. So, why Gita is Brahma Vidya again? Because it tells us who am I, what is my true nature, and Gita talks about this in chapter 2. Where did I come from? We all have those 5 basic questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? So everyone originates from God. God says, and it is in Gita chapter 13. Where will I go from here after death? What is my journey? How could one merge with God during that journey and in this lifetime? And Gita beautifully talks about in chapter 2:13. Verses are written here, but basically, Nainam Chidanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavaka. भगवान कहते हैं वही जो हमारे अंदर है वो सनातन है, इसका कभी it is waterproof, it is fireproof, and all is he talks about in chapter 2. And what is the purpose of my life? Throughout Gita, over and over it comes, and the verses are written here, but basically how to realize God, how to get the liberation and moksha from the daily miseries. So purpose of our life, again, I'm focusing a little bit more on the Brahma Vidya because that is our true nature. We need to realize that we are nothing, but we are that love, we are that peace, we are that anandam, but somehow we do not feel it. And that's why Yoga Shastra, through the Yoga Shastra, through different paths of yoga, Lord Krishna teaches us how to convert even Vishad into Vishad Yoga. So Gita has 700 verses, 24,447 words into 18 chapters, and the 18 chapters are further divided into 3 main yogas: Karam Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Karam Yoga is from chapter 1 to 6, Bhakti Yoga is 7 to 12, and Jnana Yoga 30 to 18. The first part, first 6 chapters talk about how to do our action, how to do our karma, but mainly it is for the active people who cannot sit still and they want to do some action. Then Karam Yoga is for the people who are very active. Bhakti Yoga is for the emotional people who are not much interested in the work, but they are so emotionally. Gopis are a good example. They were doing the work, but their emotions were superseding their work. So bhakti is for the people, and that's why it is also called bhakti. Ladies are more prone to do bhakti. Exceptions are always there, but mainly it is the right brain function. And then path to knowledge. It is more for the inverted people. And that's where the Gitanjali's yoga, Ashtanga yoga comes, because there it requires to sit at one place, do all the actions, but it requires to do the dharana and sadhana and samadhi. So, but all the 3 yogas lead to the same goal. Whoever wants, whatever the people's aptitude are, personalities are, based on their personalities, they are more prone to that particular yoga. But regardless, as far as I see, Gita is a moksha shastra. No matter how you look at it, it gives you such a peace and anandam. And when we get a peace and anandam and do not do the problem, do not get affected with the problems, That is a lifetime moksha for us. Moksha is not just something we are going to die and then get it. To me, when I started this path, my favorite thing was this PowerPoint presentation and all that, and I just didn't know. I didn't even know how to touch the computer. And when gradually, it's in 3 years presentation and all that, and I just didn't know. I didn't even know how to touch the computer. And when gradually, it's in 3 years, little by little, when I start learning, and every time I learn new thing in computer, to me that was a moksha for the ignorance of the technique which I didn't know. So the moksha is what we don't know, and whatever we get the freedom from it, and we feel good about it, that is to me, Gita is the moksha which gives me the lot of wisdom and freedom from the miseries. So Gita is again, it's a trinity, त्रिवेणी जिसे कहते हैं, which connects our head, ज्ञान योग, heart भक्ति योग और हाथ कर्म योग. तीनों का जब मिलन होता है तो उस मिलन को गीता कहते हैं. And one cannot just do कर्म योग और भक्ति योग और ज्ञान योग. Like when you came to the temple today, even if you had the car, but if you didn't have a hard drive, you didn't want to drive, your heart wasn't there, you would not come here. So your heart, your love, your bhakti has to be combined with the action which you want to do. And then knowledge, you have to know how to drive, you have to know how to follow the rules and regulations on the road. So that knowledge is important. So that whatever we do, whether we do bhakti or jnana or karam in this world or Bhagwan ka, whatever we do it requires all karam, bhakti and jnana. And then we can do the things properly. If you have a driver or if you are driving certain days and if you don't want to feel like driving and you are so upset, that day is very prone to get into accident because your heart is not there to drive. Therefore, heart is the key, and that's why we read the chapter 12. Guruji always said, chapter 12 is the heart of Gita. It is full of emotions, full of jnana, full of knowledge, and how to perform our action. So he always started with chapter 12, and that's why we started with chapter 12. So what does Gita do? Gita takes us from misery to happiness, to realize our Satchit Anandam nature. So how does it do? It starts with Arjuna. It takes us from confusion or depression, like it took Arjuna. When Arjuna said, when he was in the Kurukshetra, the battlefield, after looking at his relatives, he said, "Na jotasya iti govindam." Dear friend, my Lord, I cannot go through this battle. Please help me out. But look at it. How this Gita has been written for us. Lord Krishna could have taken his chariot in front of Duryodhana and his brothers, where all the Pandavas and Arjuna were ready to teach them a lesson, whether they were going to kill or not, a lesson to establish the righteousness. But Lord Krishna didn't do that. He took him in front of his near and dear ones, his gurus, his Vibhishana, the great-grandfather, and that's where Arjuna got shattered. So how does Gita takes us? Where it takes us from I will not fight, where one is very confused, worried, upset, and overtaken by his calm, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar. All the attachment to family members, all the attachment to the situation, took him to Karishye Vachanam Tav. I will do